new day and nothing to worry about. But where Jungkook had to find a fake boyfriend so that he didn't have to be a fake boyfriend for Taehyung. Jungkook rolled over and ground into his pillow. Why did the universe hate these guts? Why was he just stupid? He looked up and grabbed his phone. Checking the time, which read on in the afternoon, he unlocked his phone and went to Jimin's contact, hitting call. "What's up, loser?" Jimin asked. "Wow, nice way to greet me," Jungkook said. "Anyway, can you come over? I need your help." "What? With what? Tell me. You when you got here," Jungkook said and hung up before Jimin could even protest. He didn't want to tell him why because he knew he wouldn't agree to it. In the few hours since their phone call, Jungkook had managed to change into something that was not a pajama, and Jimin had arrived slowly, but he had gotten there at least. Jimin made his way up to Jungkook's room and entered without even bothering to knock. What's up, my loser?" Jimin greeted and threw himself on Jungkook's bed. "What took you so long?" Jungkook groaned and kicked at Jimin. "Sorry, Jiangin called me and talked for like an hour. That remind me Chen is and I removed him from our group chat." Jimin informed and rolled over into his bag. "Don't invite him back." Jungkook gave him a confused look. "What happened?" "Apparently he kissed Jiangin or something." Jimin don't know why the whole story. "Oh, what about that Wonjin guy?" Jungkook from his eyebrow. "This didn't seem like Chen." "Well, they were hanging out, Chen and Jiangin, that is, and he kind of told Chen he liked him, even thought he knew he was dating someone." Jimin stopped to take a deep breath, about to spill all the tea. Then Chen Jiangin called me and told me about it. He said he was not going to tell Wonjin, and I just, what angle isn't he is Angel? Jungkook just nodded. He was still very confused. This was not like Chen, was it? He didn't think of him as the type of person to cheat, and with Wonjin, their friend, you good. Hey, what did you call me over for anyway?" Jimin asked, interpreting his thoughts. "Oh, right," Jungkook cleared his head. "Well, long story short, I might have told Taehyung I had a boyfriend, so I didn't have to be his fake boyfriend for other reason. So I was kind of wondering if you maybe my fake boyfriend." Jimin stared at Jungkook for a good minute before he smacked his upset head. "Are you actually dumb? Were you dropped as a child?" "I will absolutely not, and I mean never, buy your fake." "Hey, wait a minute," Jimin pushed. "What happened to your plan? Just cause he kissed you, you are gonna wipe out? Wouldn't they help your plan?" "Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I must have been dropped as a child." "You are right," Jungkook shouted, interpreting him. "What do I do now? Just be like, oh, I was lying, I don't have a boyfriend. You still wanna be fake boyfriend? That's dumb." Jimin sighed and shook his head. I don't know, man. I don't know." Jimin started up. "Should I call him?" "If you want, just don't make things worse." Jungkook nodded and grabbed his phone, going to Taehyung contact and hitting call before he had a second thoughts about it. Not even a second went by and Taehyung picked up. "Hello." "Hi Taehyung. How's your day?" Jungkook asked, giving Jimin the look of, "Am I doing this right?" Jimin just gave him a thumbs up. "It's good." "Why?" Taehyung asked, very suspicious. "Do you need something from me?" Jungkook laughed awkwardly, rubbing the back of his neck. No, I don't. It just. He started to panic now. I don't like you. Bye. And he hang up. Jimin faced plain and sang loudly. What the was that? I picked. Jungkook different. Jimin was about to say something else, but Jungkook's phone went off. It was Taehyung. Look what you caused. You made it worse. Exactly what I said not to do. Jungkook declined the call and put his phone on Do Not Disturb him, giving Jimin a smile. See, all better now. I really wonder why I'm friend with you. Jimin shook his head in disappointment. Taehyung was lying in bed, contemplating life and how he would get out of his arranged marriage. When his phone started ringing, he picked it up and saw he saw his life flash before his eyes. Why was Jungkook calling him? He hit answer and put the phone up to his ear. Hello? Hi, Taehyung. How's your day? Jungkook asked from over the line. It's good. Why? Taehyung asked. He was very suspicious of him right now. Do you need something from me? Jungkook laughed awkwardly before he answered. No, I don't. It just he paused for a second. I don't like you. Bye, and he hung up. Taehyung was so confused. He called Jungkook back, only for his call to be declined. He huffed and called again. This time it rang all that way until the voicemail. Jungkook must have put his phone on Do Not Disturb. Taehyung sang. After some more, Taehyung decided to take matters into his own hand, if you could say that. In a situation like this, he quickly made his way out of his house and started walking to Jungkook's house. Bad idea, of course. Was it going to stop him? No way. He got to Jungkook's house and knocked on the front door. This was a horrible idea. Yet here he was. The door opened a few seconds later. Jungkook's mother was there. Oh, hello Taehyung. She smiled at him. Minnie isn't at home right now. I'm here to talk to Jungkook. Taehyung said awkwardly. She nodded slowly, obviously confused. He is in his room, I think. He has someone over, but... Thank you. He gave her a smile and quickly made his way upstairs, wanting to get out of that situation as fast as possible. Once he got upstairs, he heard talking from Jungkook's room, thought he couldn't pick up on what they were saying. He walked to the door and knocked on it, making the talking stop. It's open, Jungkook shouted. Taehyung opened the door slowly and stepped in. When Jungkook saw him, he almost screamed. What are you doing in my room? In our house, actually. Minnie isn't even here. I came to talk to you since you wouldn't pick up your phone. Taehyung explained. He saw the other boy on the bed just laugh. He looked familiar. He was at the club, wasn't he? Yeah, that's where he saw him. Is he your boyfriend? Jungkook's eyes widened slightly and he just shouted out an answer. Yes, Jimin sat next to Jungkook in disbelief. What had he told him? He was not going to be his fake boyfriend. He declared he would defriend Jungkook because he was stupid. Taehyung titled his head. Hey, was not he with another guy at the club? Why wasn't he with you then? Jungkook just cleared his head. They broke up, then we got together a few weeks ago. Yeah, he nodded quickly. Jimin made a mental note to break up Jungkook later. Oh, that's a suck. Oh, congrats. I'll just shut up now. Taehyung murmured, taking a step out of the room. Well, I'll see you later, I guess. He nodded and left quickly before he could feel any more embarrassed. After he was sure he was gone, Jimin jumped onto Jungkook and started beating him up. What the is wrong with you? He shouted after every hit. I swear you were dropped as a child. What do I tell Suga if he find out? Ah, I'm so dead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I panicked again. I don't know. Jungkook said, the slap and punches coming at him. I messed up again. I know. I'm not helping you with this anymore. Just tell the guy you like him. I don't like him. Taehyung slumps inside his house and falls onto the couch, grown into cushion. His mother watches him to this sign. What's wrong, dear? Jungkook had a boyfriend, he said in muffin wine. Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. She frowned and she watched her son roll off the couch and fall onto the floor. I'm just gonna go out to look at suits later today. I don't know what the point of tapping is. I'm going to get married and it's gonna be horrible. He cried out. His mother felt sad for him. She hated seeing him like this. She wishing that she never even signed for the arranged marriage in the first place. Then again, he never had met Jungkook. She was getting so worked up over this, sweetie. I'm so everything will work out in the end. Alright, how about you eat and take a nap, then go ahead and go to the mall to get your mind off these things. Taehyung looked over his mother. Of course I do. Not get up. I'm going to make you lunch and then you are taking a stress nap because you need it. She commented and stood up from the chair. Taehyung got up and told and followed his mother into the kitchen, laughing as he followed behind her. After eating the meal, his mother made him and taking a very forced nap. Taehyung was now in the mall in hopes to find a nice suit for his wedding. He was dressing in immensely. He wandered around the mall, avoiding human interaction at all costs. Since it was a weekend, the place was filled with teenagers and just people in general. Where was the first place you should look for a suit? He wishes his mother came with him, but she used her soap of excuse. Thanks and just ended up going to a cafe, the same one he went to with Jungkook. That one time he mentally slapped himself. He needed to stop thinking about Jungkook. Taehyung walked into the cafe and just sat down at the table. He was not hungry or thirsty. He just didn't want to be here. Whose dumb idea was it to go looking for a suit? Oh, right, it was his. He sang and looked around, freezing when he saw that boy. What was his name? He didn't even know it, but it was Jungkook's boyfriend. Taehyung got up and went over to his table, which he was sitting with another person. Hey, the boy looked up at him. The fear that was on his face made Taehyung himself scared. Taehyung, wow, what a coincidence! What are you doing here? Ah, Taehyung decided not to ask about it and answer, I'm looking for a suit for my wedding. He looked at the boy who was sitting next to him, his arm around the other's shoulders. Strange. He was not. He is ex. He didn't remember his name. Thoughts. Wow, the sound like fun. Jimin shouted, trying to distract Taehyung from his very non-ex-boyfriend sitting next to him. Who is it? Who this? Isn't the guy you were with at the club the one you broke up with or something? Taehyung tilted his head. He knew he shouldn't be putting into other people's business, but he was curious, alright. It was now the other boy turn to spoke up. What? Break up? Jimin? What he is talking about? We never. Jimin scared, cutting him off. Taehyung, you should go. At this point, everyone in the cafe was staring at the three of them. But why? Yeah, Jimin, I am curious too. Jimmy started laughing awkwardly, looking anywhere but at the two of them. Well, you see, Hyung, me and Jungkook are not things never were and never will be. Suga, I'll explain this all to you later. Wait, what? Taehyung interpreted him. Jungkook is single. Jimin laughed. I doubt he been in a relationship in his whole life. Then why did he say you two were? He pancake thumb is he likes you. I mean he never said it, but I can tell. Jimin whispered even thought it didn't matter. Oh, but wait, don't tell him I said that. He'll kill me. Oh. Taehyung nodded. He didn't know what to say. Jimin watched him and found, you like him? Taehyung seemed shocked. He quickly shook his head. No, of course not. Jimin sighed. Why are you both of you such a bad liar? Look, Jungkook's birthday in a few days and the 25th. Got him something and talk to him. How can I talk to him? He'll probably avoid me. Jimin rubbed his hand together, an evil grin on his face. I have a plan. Sit, my child. I'll explain. Those few days had passed quickly, and now it was the day of Jungkook's birthday. Taehyung was not mentally prepared for what he and Jimin planned, which was mostly just Jimin. It was currently 3 in the morning. Yeah, he was up at this time, and another from Jimin. Plus, it was technically Jungkook's birthday. Jimin's plan was for Taehyung to climb into Jungkook's room from his window. Then Taehyung asked why the window, not the front door. He explained that it would be more cheesy and romantic, but Taehyung was not for this idea, so Jimin had to change up his plan a bit. Taehyung was currently sitting on a couch at a park at 3 in the morning. He signed and pulled out his phone, going to text Jimin. Taehyung, Jimin, is Jungkook coming? Jimin, yes, be patient, Jimin. He said he was leaving about 5 minutes ago. Taehyung, alright. Another 5 minutes had passed and Taehyung almost fell asleep on the bench. He was tired and it was so early or late and he needed sleep, but the sound of someone walking towards him woke him up. He turned to the noise and saw a walked into him. He smiled. Jimin, the person who was Jungkook, called out. Taehyung stood up and waited for Jungkook to go to him, and once he did, he stopped completely. What the? Hey, now I know you must be mad. Jimin telling you to come out and meet him at 3 a.m. on your birthday and then see me instead. But let me explain, okay? Taehyung quickly pleaded. Jungkook glared at him and across his arm. Fine, only 'cause I came all this way and I'm curious. Wait, how did you know it was my birthday? Taehyung smiled and looked to the ground. Jimin told me. Don't ask how he did. He just did. He looked back up at Jungkook, looked at his face that was barely visible from the darkness around them. He also told me that your favorite animal is a cat, which I found really cute actually, and that we always wanted to get one but you couldn't cause your dad is allergic. I didn't get you a cat. Thought I would have if you live alone, but Jungkook stared at Taehyung in shock. He looked at the stuffed cat that Taehyung held out and he slowly took in front of him. Looking at it, he smiled softly, looked back up at Taehyung. No, I'm not done yet. Taehyung cut him off and stepped close to the boy. Jimin also told me about your plan. When he said this, Jungkook's eyes went and he jaw dropped. I get why you would want to use me to get revenge or your sister. You were hurt and I got that. As much as I don't want to help you with your plan, I will, because I don't want to marry your sister. I can't live with marry someone I don't love or even like from. Jungkook looked to the ground as he listened to Taehyung talk. He took everything in and sighed. He nodded. "I'm sorry," he said in a quick voice, but Taehyung still picked it up. "Sorry for what?" "For everything. I've been so horrible and annoying, not giving you a chance to be friend, trying to use you in hopes to get revenge on my sister. I'm sorry for all of it," Jungkook confessed, looking back up at Taehyung with a little bit of sadness in his eyes. Taehyung couldn't hold himself back anymore. He took another step forward and wrapped his arm around Taehyung. He pulled him close and hugged him tightly, rubbing a hand up his back. Comfort "It's alright, I forgive you for being an." Jungkook scoffed and laughed softly, shaking his head. "You say you forgive me and then you call me an." "Thank you." He leaned closer to Taehyung, wrapped his arm around him. Taehyung smiled in content too. "So I'll help you and you all help me. That means we are a fake relationship." Jungkook nodded, laying his head against Taehyung's shoulders. "And after you all leave me alone." Taehyung pulled away in surprise, staring at Jungkook. "What?" "What, I don't like you? Jimin told me that if you say that to say stop lying." Taehyung told. Jungkook frowned and pushed Taehyung away from him. "What?" "Oh, yeah, I'm curious. Now how Jimin told you all this?" Taehyung laughed slowly, walking a step away from Jungkook. "I saw him and Suga at the mall, got confused, so he explained it all, his plan and everything else to me." Jungkook nodded. Jimin had a plan. This, Taehyung said. This? This was his plan. Jungkook hummed, looking back down at the cat in his hand. He looked at Taehyung and grabbed his waist, pulling him with him. "You are walking me home. It's dark." Taehyung from him, trying not to fall. "Alright, but I'll still have to go home myself." Jungkook shook his head. "We have a plan of our own, right? You are staying the night, but you are sleep on the floor." Taehyung pouted but nodded anyway. Jungkook and Taehyung slowly and quickly made their way into Jungkook's house and somehow made it up to his room without making a sound. Jungkook shut and locked his bedroom door after the two of them got in and immediately sent a glare towards Taehyung. "What are you doing?" Taehyung looked up at him confused. "Sitting." Jungkook narrowed his eyes and across his arm. "On my bed." Taehyung nodded slowly before realizing what Jungkook said not even 20 minutes ago. He quickly stood up. "Sorry, I forgot." "Oh, I forgot my," Jungkook said in mocking tone. Taehyung laughed and put a hand over his mouth. You forget your." The more he thought about it, the louder then laugh. "Shut up." "Oh my god, someone will hear you." Jungkook saw him and threw in suffocate. He was still holding at Taehyung's head. Taehyung got hit in the head and fall onto the bed, lower dramatically, but still proceeded to laugh. Jungkook rolled his eyes and went over to the bed. "You are a child." He attempted to push the other off the bed and onto the floor, but he was much weaker than Taehyung was. "Say you, wait, that was Mean, I'm sorry, Taehyung covered his mouth, small laugh still escaping from him. Jungkook gasped and reached for the cat, beginning to hit Taehyung in the face with it. What's that supposed to mean? As I said sorry, Taehyung covered his face in defense and rolled away from Jungkook, accidentally rolling straight into the guards. In the response, ouch, Jungkook just brought out a laugh. Loser, what kind of person just fall off the bed? Jungkook looked down at him. Oh, no, you cannot. Good night. And he reached over to turn off a lamp lying down in his bed. Taehyung sat on the floor, slightly staring at the darkness where Jungkook had been before. He sniffed quick and looked around. Are you crying? Jungkook suddenly asked. Taehyung was surprised. No, can't. I just sniff. Gosh. Jungkook grunted and sat up, looking down to where Taehyung was sitting. Come on. What? Get in my bed before I change my mind, Jungkook said in an annoying tone. Taehyung nodded and quickly did as told, getting up off the floor and slided under the cover of Jungkook's bed. Why? Jungkook turned away from Taehyung, so his back was towards him, and he muttered, I felt bad. Taehyung smiled and lied down, nodding in content. Good night, Jungkook. Jungkook must have taken a while to respond because Taehyung said something else after some time, assuming he had fallen asleep. I do actually like you a lot. Jungkook's heartbeat started after Taehyung said that. Why? He had no idea. Well, actually, he did, but he wouldn't admit to that. For some very stupid person, Jungkook decided to roll over to face Taehyung. He wishes he didn't because he had not realized how close they actually were. They were practically face to face, and that was too close to comfort for Jungkook. Taehyung seemed shocked. Wait, you were not late? Jungkook just shook his head, heart still beating quickly and loudly. He saw Taehyung would be able to hear it, and he feared for that. He didn't want him knowing how anxious he was right now. The two only stared one another in eyes for some time until Jungkook couldn't take it anymore and went to turn back around, but Taehyung stopped him by grabbing his shoulders and turning him back. Jungkook let out a small gasp and twisted up. He felt wimpy. No, I'm tired of this, Taehyung said, steadying, and honestly, it Jungkook of you acting like one way and changing just like that. I'm tired of it, so I'm doing something about it. He continued, You all you act like you enjoying being with me, and then you act like you hate me. My guts, there never an in between, and it's confusing me so much. Can't you see that I have feeling for you? I mean, I told you. Jungkook had enough of his rambling and ranting, and with his mind right at that moment, he did something very dumb. He shut his eyes and moved closer to Taehyung, cutting him off with a kiss. Taehyung's eyes widened and he frozen. He did not see that coming. After finally coming to terms with what was happening, his eyes fell shut and he started to kiss the boy back. If Jungkook thought his heart was beating faster earlier, he was completely wrong. He thought his heart was going to jump out of his chest at this point. Taehyung's lips felt warm on his own and thought they shared a kiss once before. It was quick and he didn't realize how soft they actually were either. Without even thinking, Jungkook's hands were already tangled up in Taehyung's hair, pulling him closer. Taehyung felt like he was on some crazy right now. No way was Jungkook kissing him and his hand. He was hoping so badly. After a few minutes of lips being locked and breaths being exchanged, they both were in need of air, so the kiss was broken. They were both breathing heavily while they leaned their forehead against of one another. I like you too, Taehyung. Jungkook breathed out of in his voice. Taehyung made Jungkook sleep up and was just happy from what he heard. Really? Jungkook nodded and brought his hand up to cover his face. Yes, don't make a big deal about it, thoughts, or I'll kick you. Taehyung laughed and pulled Jungkook into a hug, and you are back to normal. Jungkook only grumbled in annoyance. Jungkook was awake by the sound of a phone ringing. He went after felt around for the device. Eyes still shut tight. Finally, he managed to find the phone. He somehow hit answer and brought it up to his ear. A woman voice sounded from the other line. Taehyung, is that you? Jungkook smiled softly up, hearing the name, but he shook his head. No, Jungkook. He spoke. The woman chuckled softly and spoke again. Ah, well, Jungkook, when you said Taehyung, can you tell him to call his mother back? Okay. Jungkook cuddled closer to his pillow, wanting to sleep some more. You sound sleepy. I'll let you go now, honey, she said, and before ending the call. Baba Jungkook mumbled after the call had ended and set the phone on his side table. He rolled over to get more comfortable, but he smashed his face against something. He slowly opened his eyes and was met with a bag. He blinked in confusion. Did he go drunk and bring someone home last night? He didn't remember going out of to drink. Wait, Taehyung? Jungkook was now fully awake and had sat up. He remembered everything from last night: the stuffed cats, the sleeping together, and the kiss. Jungkook felt his face heat up. Why did he do that? He let him feeling get the better from him, and Jungkook, Taehyung asked as he turned around to look at the boy. His eyes were only half open and he has messy pale hair. Jungkook could honestly say that he found Taehyung very attractive in this moment. Ha! Taehyung sat up a little while after. It seems like he remembered what happened too, because his face was not tinted in red. So Jungkook occupied. So we kiss. Taehyung started the obvious again once random confidence. Jungkook nodded. We did. What do you think? What kind of? What I think? What do you think? Jungkook have and turned away to hide his every so obvious plus. Taehyung smiled innocently, but evilness was hiding behind it. He leaned closer to Jungkook just to miss him. Your lips are nice. They felt good against mine. Taehyung was set up to silence when a pillow was made he with his face. Shut up, shut up. Jungkook started to cover up Taehyung words. Taehyung was laughing now, attempting to push Jungkook and the pillow away from him. I'm telling the truth. I'll kiss you again. Shut up. Make me. Jungkook glared at Taehyung and sat back. You are not going to get me to kiss you. Taehyung took his opportunity and tucked Jungkook on the bed, sitting right on top of him. Really now? Jungkook scratched and pushed at Taehyung, attempting to roll away. Get off. Taehyung leaned down to Jungkook's face and smiled softly, sweetly. I thought you liked me thoughts and you seemed to enjoy kissing me. Jungkook turned his head to the side so he didn't have to face Taehyung and huffed. I do, he remembered. What? I didn't hear you. I do, he said a little louder. Taehyung smiled in content and get off Jungkook. Good to hear. Mind if I take a shower? Where your bathroom? Wait, Jungkook interrupted him. I think your mom called and I picked it up. She said something about telling you to call her back. Taehyung stared at Jungkook in shock. Jungkook picked up the phone to his mother. Oh gosh. He looked around for his phone and took it in his hand, calling his mother back. Hello, she said from over the phone. Hey mom, you wanted me to call you? Taehyung asked. Ah, yeah, hello, Taehyung. Yes, I did. She answered, and it sounded like she had been smiling. That boy, Jungkook, he seems sweet. He answered the phone a little while ago. Taehyung nodded. He looked over at Jungkook, who was now curling up in the blanket and laughed awkwardly. Yeah, so hey, what do you want? Taehyung's mom laughed and continued, you didn't come home last night, so I was worried about you, but it seems like you were fine. Oh, and I got your father to sign the paper cancel the marriage contract, arranged marriage. Now we just need Minnie and Jungkook parents to sign them as well, and it's officially over. Taehyung smiled brightly and almost shouted out in joy, "Oh my gosh, really? Thank you so much, but how are we going to do that?" Well, I was thinking maybe you could talk to them about it, she said. Thanks, stay silent, honey. Oh, I guess I can try. That's great, and since you are already there, it'll be much easier. Good luck, baby. And she hung up. Taehyung set his phone down and said, so, she want me to talk to your parents and tell him that I want the marriage cancelled. Jungkook laughed, still lying back on the bed. Good luck with that. Wow, thanks for the encouragement. Taehyung rolled his eyes. Can you help me out? How am I supposed to do that? It'll be a little weird for me to just walk downstairs and ask them, how do I get out? Jungkook thought for a moment before sitting up and pointed to the window. Climb out the window. Taehyung just stared at him, dumbfounded. What? Jungkook said and repeated, climb out the window. What if I fall? Taehyung asked in terror. Jungkook, then don't fall. Taehyung huffed and got up, not forgetting his phone, and made his way to window. It was not too high up, hopefully. He turned back to look at Jungkook, who had laid back down already. What if I die? Then rip. Taehyung slid open the window and picked it up mentally, screaming, what if he slept? He was terrified. He turned around at again Cook. Taehyung, oh my god. Jungkook sat up and faced him. He stopped once he saw scared. He actually looked laugh. Taehyung gave him a confused expression. What? Jungkook got out of bed and went over to Taehyung. If you are really that scared, I can go with you, or you can just go out the way normal people do and use the door. How would I explain being in your house, your room, actually, to your parents and sister? Jungkook nodded. Yeah, you're right. Window is it. Taehyung winked and looked back out the window. He felt ridiculous. He probably looked so wimpy right now. You all help me, right? Yes. Now come on. Jungkook patted his back to help him go closer to the open window. Just keep going over and there a tree. Taehyung nodded and slowly started climbing out of the window, being as slow as he possibly could. Once he was finally completely out, he looked back to Jungkook, who was still in the room and was about to speak, but the window was shut. Taehyung's eyes widened. He tried to open the window again, but Jungkook locked it. Jungkook put a hand to his ear and shaking his hand to so he couldn't hear him. when he really could, and Taehyung know that rude. Taehyung whispered under his breath. He looked behind him and saw the tree where the ladders would be, so he slowly but surely made his way over to it. He glanced down and up. Taehyung was dying inside. He actually considered just jumping and hopefully he not die, but he decided to be smart and slowly climb onto the branch of tree. This was a very big tree, but Taehyung didn't question it. After a 15-minute struggle, he finally made it to the ground. He was tired, sweaty, hungry, and angry at the certain boy. He walked to the front door of the house anyway. He still had something to get done and he was determined. Taehyung eventually made his way to the front door of Jungkook's house, drinking very sound of it. He was now standing in front of the door, having no idea on what to say. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jian. I know I am in arranged marriage with your daughter, but I am sort of vibed for your son. What the am I supposed to say? Okay, hi, come here to say how I don't love your daughter, but your son is. This so hard. Thang went in frustration. Just knock and get it over with. He mumbled finally, bracing himself to knock on the door. Wait, no, I was not ready. In only a few seconds, the door opened up. Taehyung, hi, sweetie. Mrs. Jian answered the door and opened it up for him. Please, come in. Taehyung nodded and walked in, greeted her. Are you here for Minnie? I'll go get her. No, actually, I'm here to talk to you and your husband, if you don't mind. Taehyung interpreted and smiled. Oh, okay, he's just in kitchen. Please come this way. She brought Taehyung with her over to the kitchen and Taehyung was not prepared. Honey, you know Taehyung, right? You are almost never here, but this is your future son-in-law. Mr. John looked up from his laptop and smiled. Yes, of course, I know Taehyung. Hello there. Hello, Taehyung greeted formally, giving him a slight bow. So, what did you need to talk to us about? Mrs. Jian asked. Taehyung was caught off guard. Well, I just wanted to talk to you about the marriage. They both nodded, not saying anything else. Taehyung clapped and went on. Well, you see, I kind of wanted to see if maybe he cleared his threat. You two would agree to cancel it because my parents have agreed to it already and now it's just you two and yeah, he spoke quickly but was cut off. Oh, why do you want to cancel it? Mrs. Jian asked confused. Taehyung laughed slowly, looking anywhere but the two-person. I'm in a relationship already. Take it back. Oh, why did you say so? Mrs. Jian almost shouted. We had no idea, but why would your parents agree to it if you were already in a relationship? They didn't know, he replied. Well, I'll bring it up with Minnie. Do you have paper to cancel it? Mr. Jian finally spoke. Taehyung nodded. My mom does. Her and my dad already sent them, but I don't have them on me.